Bless you. Bless you. His name is David Rojas, 40 years old, 5'10", 180 pounds. Says he lives in Willamina, Oregon. He suffers from depression. He hasn't had any contact with friends or family since February 11th. His last social media post was cryptic, also posted on February 11th. If you know someone or have family in Oregon, please like and share. Let's blow this up. Let's blow this post up. Thank you. Please contact Ruben Rojas at 707-596-0913 or Deputy Nathan Scar, Yamhill Sheriff, 503-434-6500, case number 23554, 23-554. Alright, so that's one missing person. Obviously, they have family or friends that care about them. If you live in Oregon, please take a look. Please keep an eye out. If you know anything, please do something. Please don't just watch idly by and say, oh, well, I'm sorry that happened, but it's not my business. When your family members go missing and people are giving you that treatment, you're going to think differently about how you treated others in your life. I'm disgusted by the United States of America and its people. I'm disgusted by the fact that victims are forced to do this in public. I have to talk about rape and murder in public. I have to go to Starbucks in Fred Meyer to turn in crimes that were committed against me and others. For officers to repeatedly lie and pretend that that's okay is friggin' gross. Now that David Rojas fella who's missing, he's different, obviously. He has a house, so someone's going to care. How am I treated by police when I try to turn in my friends who are missing? They don't care. Now, one of my stalkers from Hood River, Oregon, I posted up just a little bit of the stuff with him. After I left Hood River, I encountered the man 7 different times after I left Hood River. This is a long drive from Hood River. Several hours at least. The fact that I took my time, and once I got here, I went and stayed at a rest area outside of town. That lasted one night because I woke up the next morning to that racist guy being out there south of Tillamook. Twice more here in town. All right. Obviously, all I'm capable of doing right now is hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. suppose I'll have to look up a conversation with Mateo. I'm not sure. Maybe I typed it wrong at one point. That's one of the things about having to research stuff, and also not necessarily having everything with you when you need it. You might get someone's name right, but you still type it wrong. You know what I find extremely pathetic? We got all these folks that are raising money and making this music for the victims. And there's going to be all this money to help the victims. Y'all are horrible people. I guess while this is trying to load up this screen, I have to go have a tobacco. Not have to, but choose to. All right, here's one for Mateo Talbot. Make sure that he remembers. Cops tried claiming I didn't try to get help. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but there's quite a bit there. You know what? I'll pop one on there from Steve Tomlinson. Just for good measure. Steve Tomlinson is another witness. A witness who doesn't exist, apparently, according to police officers. Apparently, Steve Tomlinson is a figment of my imagination. So let's hear the voice of someone who is a figment of my imagination. Here's one with public pretender Steve McCrohan. I also had a public pretender named Steve Elmshout. Here it is, a conversation with a witness named Steve Tomlinson. We'll give that one to Mateo as well. See, knowing what happened is one thing. Helping to turn it in is another. So this is on Mateo's timeline so that he can see some of the stuff that's gone on. How many efforts I made, and the fact that he never came forward with what he knew. And people are dead because Mateo Talbot never made any effort to come forward about what he knew. And of course, later on, they all want to play stupid, which is how they end up on my channel. You pretend to be my friend, you make empty promises, you are involved in multiple situations concerning the issue, and then you never come forward about it. Well, I'll come forward about it, no problem. The cops want to say I didn't try to get help. Well, there's plenty of proof. to the contrary, including my conversations with Mateo Talbot. It's not that I never tried to get help, it's the police did everything that they could to prevent that evidence from getting turned in to who it needed to go to. When I have to go to officers who have committed felonies against me to try to turn in crimes by the community, no, those cops are not going to do their jobs. They have no incentive to. Cabela's started in Chapel, Nebraska. I used to clean Cabela's corporate offices in Sydney, but the Cabela's furniture store in Chapel, Nebraska was actually where Cabela's sporting goods started off. The two brothers were tying flies in the garage and also in the back of the furniture store there. And Chapel Furniture ended up expanding so that it's many more buildings. There's a guy in here wearing a Cabela's hat, so I figured I'd make mention to him. Chapel, Nebraska is, in fact, where Cabela's started. And because the Dual County Sheriff's, or not the Dual County Sheriff's Department, the Chapel Post Office wouldn't expand, but the Sydney Post Office was willing to expand. That's why they built their corporate offices in Sydney. Now, this is the post that Mateo put that up on, by the way. I don't say this enough. I love all of you, my friends, my family, and ones who I haven't met yet. No, he doesn't. If you love somebody and they come to you for help because they're being abused, and you do nothing, yeah, you don't love them. You don't care about them. And for you to pretend like you do, oh, you got a pretty meme that says you love somebody, so magically it must make it true. No, it doesn't. I've always liked Mateo Talbot. Always. But that doesn't make him any less of a coward. I need to turn in crimes to officers who are not going to blow me off or talk over me with some false narrative. I have been prevented from having a safe place to do this. Now, sometimes I get away with it for a day or two. But the reality is there's no such thing as a good cop and there's no such thing as a good American. I'm not an American, I'm a human being. And I'm the only good person I know. But good doesn't necessarily mean nice. A matter of fact, quite often it means the contrary. Used car salesmen are nice. I'm going to love all of my own comments just because I can. There is no place for cowards in my life or fake friends.
At least for like the loaves and like the, it was a lot easier.
Could I get a coffee?
Refill?
Oh, sure. Yes, ma'am. Can you guys hear me over there when I'm talking?
No, I can't hear anything.
All right, good. Some of the phone calls that I got to make are like pretty important, but I got to make them in public, which sucks because I got to give my private information.
You want more coffee?
Just a little bit, yeah. I didn't realize I was going to make it complicated. Thank you, ma'am.
Refills are free.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Oh God, here's a good video. CSTC and my friend and me, Tim, the big black racist. And the screensaver for it is, of course, restricted calls. So, of course, now you guys get to hear the restricted calls when they show up. Lovely. Here's one with Dan Favorite. And I have to make sure I post that up on my own page. I didn't make you guys cowards. Now, in the interest of not getting in trouble, I'm gonna pack up my stuff in here. I'm gonna go out and sit in my car. I'll probably drive over to Goodwill or something and try to spend $1 or less on a yellow tag item because they're half price. Give me something to do and get me going on a walk, you know?
I'm gonna leave that there for seniors, come in, they have a coffee, okay? I got to help with the beer, he ran over to get beer for coffee, so he'll be sitting there in a minute, all right? Okay, how are you?
Very good.
Good. All right.
Where's the dog?
The dogs are in Rockaway.
Ah.
If I was doing small shopping today, I'd have them with me. They're pup and tit. They don't pick up those in any places, but they're having fun. We're looking out for a friend up there, so different adventure.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yes, ma'am. It's nice to have your own people. It's nice to have your own people. There's a lot of people that are recorded on my channel that didn't want to be, but neither did I. Let's see. Here's one about being assaulted by registered sex offender Robert Franklin Morning. What's the purpose of saving the evidence if the cops are allowed to lie and magically none of the evidence exists? Magically, I never spoke up on YouTube, never spoke up on Facebook. Magically, never called any of these public pretenders. Never called or spoke with Dan Favorite, apparently. He must be a figment of my imagination, too. Y'all are insane. I hear sirens. We're definitely not lucky enough for it to be over a dead cop. Oh, I'm only down to 428 friends. It's only 74 more to go. When I've got 74 more of these fake friends off of my friends list, I'll have the same amount of friends that I had before Natalie was killed. With Mr. David Rojas, you guys stop to imagine how his family feels? No, because you haven't been through it yet. And yet is the key word. Things are getting worse, cops are getting lazier, and they're expecting better pay. They're also expecting to be allowed to murder you outright. We can't have that. Link address. I wrote Tara Smith instead of Tara Smith, so it's Tara SNITH. I'm actually gonna show you that one. Well, I'm told that I didn't go anybody for help. I absolutely did. This is part 4 of the conversation with Tara Smith. She was supposed to come down from Adult Protective Services and investigate crimes. She didn't. She made every effort to change the subject. Come on. There we go. Now it's saved. Let's make sure it's public. Yep. Now, obviously, this isn't all about Mr. Rojas, but having it as the front cover for this, even if people scroll past, they'll see his face, they'll see that he's missing, and they'll hopefully do something. Let's see. Now that we've edited it so that it says her name properly, obviously this is part 4. Copy video URL. We'll come over here and we'll paste it here. This is cruelty, making somebody do this in public. Forcing somebody to depend on alcoholics and drug addicts because the police wouldn't do their jobs. Because the mental health services would not do their jobs. I'm not going to mental health services to try to get meds or drugs like you friggin' idiots. I'm going there because that's who I'm told I have to go to, and they're supposed to get a hold of a social worker and have a police officer and a social worker show up. They're supposed to work in conjunction with one another. What they're doing here, I don't have any clue. I don't know what to call it other than ignorance or stupidity. Chances are it's neither one. This is intentional neglect. These guys go through 6 weeks of schooling to learn how to blow your head off. That's helpful and useful, isn't it? I better take what's on my clandestine audio recording device and download it to my computer. New file. Still don't have an officer I can turn it into. These guys are supposed to work in conjunction with one another, not the way that they're trying to do it, which is, all right, you go to mental health and we'll ignore you. And then mental health will tell you they can't help you. You got to go to the cops. Stupid. name. Tillamook. Oh, I want to make that caps. Tillamook bad cops 412023. Now here's the ones that I've recorded in the last few days. There's only 6 of them. But of course, I don't want to get in trouble for just hanging out, so I do have to leave here shortly. Once I get done with this, I'll start spamming the crap out of the Tillamook Herald with evidence, and I'll start spamming the hell out of the Tillamook PD Facebook site too. Post up over and over and over. Oh, sorry. I can make room.
You're okay, my good man.
Them shopping carts make pretty good walkers.
Yeah, you killing me. Otherwise, I wouldn't use it. I didn't learn how to walk without that damn cane. I gotta get an operation. Get a new kneecap.
I'm kind of lucky. I got leg and back issues, but I don't have to use a cane all the time. I'm just using it now because I got a broken toe, which is, it's dumb. It's just a broken toe.
Hard.
But my other injuries, they make it so I need a cane to stand up or sit down sometimes, or to step off of a curb because of the impact to my back.
I know what you're talking about. I have got to build my heart. I got to shit. I get weak. I sit down and
And that's another thing. People tell me, well, you know, if you just sit back and relax and heal up, I'm like, I don't get to do that. And if I do, I end up too stiff
I
to
got to
move.
keep going.
Yo.
That's what I'm doing. Like, can't wait to get this thing.
Well, your black eyes are starting to go away. I said the black eye's starting to go away. So is that lady keeping you safe? That lady's keeping you safe?
Oh, yeah, she did a good job. Again, banking account's going down. I got billed back up.
Do what?
My banking account's going down. I got billed back up.
Yeah, might as well. There's a lot of expenses to being poor.
Oh, I know every damn thing.
I gotta make sure I don't spend too much time just hanging out. So I gotta
Yeah,
pack up
you
my
gotta be
stuff.
careful. You're doing okay. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
During last time I was to talk to you, they were gonna run you out of here, but they didn't do it. Thank God for that.
Well, that's because I'm real good about leaving. When that guy come and talk to me.
Kangaroo court and everything.
Yeah. And then the disabled and the elderly, they're so ignored in this state. Like instead of doing something about abuse against the disabled or the elderly, they're like, oh, we're only supposed to do that with children. I'm like, no, that's not what the mandated reporting laws say.
They're so right.
I'm fighting hard to get them to actually. A lot of people say we need to change the laws, and that's not true. We have wonderful laws on the books. They're just not followed by the cops.
That's right. You know what it is? I'll tell you what, just exactly what it is. It's too much, not enough respect for everybody. Too much, they're guilty of everything they want to be. And they take it out on us.
They're certainly guilty
Too
of
much
ego.
greed, not enough respect. That's just
Yes,
exactly
very
what it
much.
is.
When somebody's been victimized just because they're a male doesn't make it okay to talk over them with a false narrative and treat them like they're stupid.
Just exactly right. And say something good, don't say it wrong.
I wish I only had good things to say.
I do too. I try to. It's just a
On the bright side, I was able to get my vehicle legal, so I don't have to worry about getting it towed because of that now.
good. I'm glad. Prayers do us good.
So does effort, and that's the part that a lot of people tell me about prayers, and they'll talk to the Almighty and all that, and I think to myself, well, the Almighty isn't going to listen to somebody who won't get off like that. Oh, another stalker. Decline. I got a bunch of restricted callers calling me and sending morning in and sending me stuff saying the government's taking away my money and the government's going to do it.
Okay.
They're just going to keep on calling back. I've been through this before. On the bright side, I do the right thing now.
That's right. That's the way to do it.
Let's see. Eject voice recorder. I might end up over at a dispensary today. I don't really do all that pot smoking all the time or nothing, but one of the guys that's there is a pretty smart feller and talks to me like I'm a person.
Good. That's good.
Plus, he's got a name that doesn't irritate me.
It's good to have.
It looks like
Anything to irritate you.
looks like I'm gonna be getting harassment phone on my phone for a while now that they gave it out. I'm used to it though, and I'll deal with it.
Sure.
How many times they called so far? Like 5 times just since you stepped down. All right. Well, I gotta head out to my vehicle. I'll be back in to pack up my stuff. You be safe. What was your name again?
Bill.
Bill?
You're Bill Slow.
Sean Schwartz. It's good to meet you again. These cops pretend like it's not their job. There's nothing they can do, and they'll do that for months and months and months. Now, when you finally get them to stop talking over you long enough that you can recite back to them what the law is, and you realize you're not a freaking moron, well, then it's time for these morons to backpedal. God bless America and all that. There's a lot of videos that have people recorded in them that I can't really tell who it is. The title doesn't always explain who it is that's in the video. Someone just messaged me. It looks like it's Jim Evans. I got into the video because I'm not going into the bathroom with my phone on and recording.